Hey, hey. Thanks for your patience. Welcome back to Qi Gong. Welcome again to Qi Gong class, y'all. It is so nice to have you here. I am just getting situated online and I need to send some messages about class and some other meetings about today real quick. Um, so, anyway, okay, hold on a second. Uh, where am I? So just come on, set your environment, and notice your breath, notice your heartbeats, and let's see. Yeah, just pop on here and notice how you're feeling. Notice your heartbeat, notice your breath, and just tap in. Tap in. Mm-hmm. Notice your breath, notice your heartbeats. I will be right back. I just got to send these messages. Sometimes it's even just hard to remember people's names. Okay. Yeah. Alrighty, dites. I'm back. I am here. Thanks for the thumbs up. Please chat if you can, so I know the chat box is working as I begin to talk about class today. Now, I know on Monday I said we would do the amplification feedback Qigong form, but something else came up with clients that I'm working with and the state of affairs in the world, and I thought this was really important for our brain therapy today. And the concept we are going to be talking about is valuing ourselves amidst emotional demobilizations. Hey, Patrick, thank you. I think that's a good word for it. Some people obviously call it disabilities or mental health issues. I think emotional demobilizations works with what we're doing in Qigong today, whether it's depression or anxiety or anything else that is literally demobilizing you. And I want you to think about that because it's feeling demobilized, which is more of the action associated with feeling disabled, feeling like you can't move in a same way that healthy people can. I don't want you to think of yourself as unhealthy. You are healthy. You are just demobilized, meaning that you're just not moving as smoothly. Mm-hmm. Feeling stuck is definitely one of those feelings associated with that. So I just want to talk about 5 things related to that before we get started with Qigong today. But I would like to encourage you to just sit and be aware of your breath and do a little bit of Wu Qigong while I'm talking with you. So you can really feel your Qi flow and your power. I'm doing great. Thank you, Jabri. Valuing ourselves can become an issue when you feel demobilized because you might feel worthless. But this is all like a chicken and an egg situation. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? So the first thing I want you to meditate on is that we all have a purpose. Okay? So this is just something I feel that has come up with not only the clients that I'm working with on matrix therapy, voice lessons, um, Bach Flower Essences, and even personal organizing that I do with people. I feel like this issue comes up, all 5 of these lately, especially. Um, but also just, when I meet people at the grocery store and I pick up on their energy, I feel like this is what's going on collectively in some ways as well, not knowing that we have a purpose. So just really marinating on that fact that you do have a purpose here. And realizing that being forced to stay in a certain position or even a living situation or even a temporary living situation does not mean that your life's work has no value. So I'll say that again. If you feel forced into being in a certain living situation or a certain lifestyle, or even if you're stuck for a couple hours somewhere because your car is broken down, it does not mean that your life's work has no value. Here's another thing to meditate on. Number 3, you are moving towards security every single day. Even if you don't have security and stability right now, that is somewhere where you are moving. Slowly but surely. Number 4, unexpected events or attitude can eventually help you to meet your own need for deep protection. I'm going to talk about this a little bit more. Think about the concept that events in your life can be especially aggravating if they're not expected, if they're sudden, and how planning helps. But that doesn't mean that you still don't deserve to meet that need for protection. You see, emotional issues can be chemical, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. They can come about from living in abusive situations. And oftentimes we get squeezed into this reality that we have a need to be needed. We think that it gives us security for other people to need us and maybe even a sense of value. But what we often forget is that we might have a tragic, unmet need to be protected. You deserve to protect yourself. And this gets a little bit tainted by the fact that you could be living in danger, that your life could be being threatened every single day. And so your need to be protected is surpassed by that constant sense of, I have no stability. I am in danger. I have no secure happiness. And so this concept of feeling protected is just so foreign to you and so unfamiliar that it feels impossible. And so your sense of security is completely so off balance that you cling to a false sense of security because you think that it's just impossible to be protected and to feel that universal protection that you deserve. And so this false sense of security could be anything from an addiction to Stockholm syndrome, where you glorify the abuser, narcissism, you having to be the savior, codependency, the list goes on, obviously. You can have a false, unrealistic expectation of yourself that you need to be like famous in order to be successful, or you need to like be a certain way in order to be happy, instead of just really trusting your feelings that happiness can just be in the moment and that every moment you deserve protection. Okay, so that's 4 so far, and then we're going to go into the moving Qigong in just a moment. So thank you for bearing with me. I think this conversation is really important for our brains and our clarity right now. as we move forward, because we have to have clear brains in order to even do the practice, to have the discipline. Because if we're too cluttered in our mind, we are not going to sit still and do Qi Gong. So, the fifth thing is that you can call upon people and reach out to other people and energies that can help ease a traumatic situation, as opposed to what might have caused an emotional demobilization in the first place, which are people exciting them, or exacerbating them, and like just making it more of a volcano, more of an issue, instead of being like, okay, this is life, we can get through this. We don't have to make it this drama that takes us away from our basic beautiful need for protection, for happiness, for stability, for security. You can attract people who make your situation easier instead of making everything more dramatic, if that makes any sense. You have a purpose. Let's just go back to number one as we go into our moving. You have a purpose here. Your skills, your talents are not defined by any disability or demobilization that you are perceiving in your life. Your demobilization, disability, mental health issue does not make you less of an expert in what you in what you offer the world. And in some cases, it actually might make you more of an expert. So we are going to move on. And as I meditate about the world's problems, I just feel this is a really important thing to attract. I'm just going to go over those 5 things really in a simple way one more time. 1, we all have a purpose. 2, your life has a value no matter what situation you're in. 3, you're moving towards security every day if you don't have it. 4, unexpected events do not mean that you don't deserve to feel a very strong sense of protection amidst them. And 5, you and others can make situations easier instead of harder and more dramatic. Okay? So notice your breath, notice your heartbeat, and we're just going to move with these energies today. Notice what your intention is for being in class today, which can just be you have lower back pain, and that's okay. It doesn't have to be this deep. But for anyone else that might have needed to hear that, I'm grateful that you're hearing it and that you're here and that you're benefiting from that in any way that you might be. Notice your heartbeat. Notice your breath. And the last thing I'm going to say is that somehow we're going to tie this into the concept of greed. In Qi Gong philosophy, all disease, mental, emotional, spiritual, physical, is somehow connected energetically and caused by the concept of greed. It's not just like, oh, gimme, 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 gimme. It's a little bit more complicated in Qigong philosophy. The concept of greed does have to do with like wanting versus having gratitude. But it also can just be defined as an imbalance energetically in the mind. It's a Wu Qigong philosophy, I know for sure. I don't know if it's Qigong all across the board, but Grandmaster Fu told us a story about a man, a contemporary of his, a peer of his, who was a Qigong master as well, who got deathly ill and nobody could cure him and he couldn't cure himself. And Grandmaster Fu said that he cured him by curing his fame greed, because apparently there was some article that was written about him and it just completely threw his energy off somehow, having that fame. All right, so let's notice our heartbeats. Notice your breath. I feel like y'all are hugging yourselves, and that feels so good to feel that you are really feeling that unconditional love for yourselves, which I hope is true, which I'm sensing right now. When you're ready, share your intention for class today, what you would like to focus on, what you need. My name is Aviva, and my intention is to be here for all of you beautiful souls today and to guide you so that you feel protected and loved and valued amidst any demobilizations that you might feel. And of course, I ask that for myself as well. Jabri says he has a show, so he might not be able to get back on today, and that's okay. We wish you the best of energy for your show. Patrick says that was beautiful, helpful, and a bit intimidating, but resonates and has him excited to learn more. That's his intention. And maybe instead of getting too excited, you can also just be chilled out to learn more. Anyone else have an intention? And this might be one of those classes that you play the words a few times. Maybe I can add subtitles to it, because it is a lot. It is a little bit heady. Any other intentions coming in here? Okay, Jabri's intention is to focus on his hands and feet. Let's breathe in our intentions. Release anything in the way. Breathe in our intentions. Release resistance. Breathe in your intentions. Release whatever you don't need. All the fingertips together. Let's connect with the protection of our intuition. As you hold this position, I am going to address one more email and send this link to folks that want it. Connect with that intuition. Just notice how this is filling you up with energy and where the energy feels constricted and where it feels flowing, where it feels loving, where it feels tense and demobilized. Okay, let's go to our heart now. We are going to bring our index finger down to the thumb and then connect the other fingers, and the pinky comes out. One more deep breath. So, since we're talking so much about protection, we are going to work on the pericardium and the triple heater, which are very protective for the heart and your whole body. We're going to just sit cross-legged and see which foot feels better on the bottom. And when you decide which one is on the bottom, you are going to bring that same side hand to the opposite knee. So my right leg is on the bottom of my left. So I'm bringing my right arm to the opposite knee. And then the other hand goes on top to the other knee. And then you gently relax down and breathe. And breathe deep into your center. Expand the breath to every cell of your body and gently breathe out through every cell. Couple more times. So I will say, at the very least, doing Qi Gong every day is absolutely a form of stable protection that you can give yourself every day. However, if you're in a situation where you feel in danger, you probably need to work towards getting a lot more protection for yourself in many different ways, which, be patient with yourself. It'll come to you as long as you realize that's what you need and deserve. So we're going to hug ourselves, cross the right over the left, and gently breathe as you twist to the left. And release. A couple more times. Forward and twist. And the other side. Breathe and twist. Your left foot is over the right. And again. And one more time. And one more time. We're going to sit cross-legged, and the leg that's more comfortable might have switched, so check it again. See which one's more comfortable. Whichever's on the bottom, that same side arm goes to the opposite knee, and then the other one goes to the other one, and gently lean over. It's easier if you're on a floor. I'm on a chair, so it's a little bit unstable for me, speaking of instability. And doing this mudra does help you to hopefully feel a sense of purpose as you tap into your intuition, which also knows your purpose. Okay. We are going to go right into the animals, because I think that's a fun way to connect with protection, because it's kind of like you can feel on some level like all these animals are protecting you, that are surrounding you. So we're going to start with the big, strong bear. And once again, a reminder, or maybe I'll ask you to help jog your memory. like lion's mane mushroom does. What organ helps with the brain? What organ meridians are connected to the brain? We went over that on Monday. Does anyone remember? Step with the right foot, bring the right hand forward and the left back, bend the knees a little bit, and you're gonna go 3 passes. Step with the left. And keep stepping forward, but I'm gonna go back because I don't have much room here. The kidneys. And that's what this one is for. We're starting with the kidneys. Good guess, Patrick. So the kidneys are really a great first organ meridian to go to find clarity of mind, because they are directly connected to the spinal cord and the creation of the synapses in the brain and the neurons and the nervous system. Maybe you are really connected to talking about the large intestine because for you, maybe there's something going on with the relationship, because that's what your first guess was last time too, the lungs and the large intestine meridian, Patrick. Maybe that's something that, you have a personal connection with the large intestines and the brain, which makes a lot of sense if you've had like any kind of mold issues, because that really does affect the lungs. And also emotionally, a lot of grief could really affect the brain, and that's what the lungs and the large intestine are responsible for. So on the one hand, the kidneys, directly the meridians are connected to the brain, but the way Chinese medicine works is relationship. So you can have an issue in any organ if another organ is invading that organ's meridian. So an issue of the heart can be so many different things. It can be that the stomach is invading in the heart. It can be that the liver is invading the heart. It's like the weather. It can be that the lungs are storming on the heart. It's all about how they're relating to each other. So if the lungs are being dominating over the brain or something like to that effect, then that obviously affects your brain. It's all relationship. So nothing's singular. So if you have a heart issue and you're just focused on the heart meridian, then you're not dealing with the fact that maybe your liver is sucking energy from your heart. And that's why your intuition is so important. And really uniquely following your guide in doing the Qi Gong therapy with yourself. And of course, it's foolproof to just do every single organ stretch. Because they're all connected. It's like feeding all your children. If you have a bunch of children, you don't want to starve one of them. That would suck. And no favorites. Love every single part of you. Every part of you deserves love unconditionally and attention and being listened to. So I think it's also a good way to remember that the brain is connected to the kidneys. What is the element that we're talking about here? It's water. So you can even do the sound of water to help you heal. And also, just a reminder, in Chinese medicine, it's really important to be around all the elements for your own healing. So going by a river, going by a creek, and actually hearing the water and experiencing the water is really good for all the water organs, the kidneys and the bladder. Being around a fire is good for the heart energy. Being around the earth is good for the stomach and the spleen energy. I just realized something. I don't know if I should say that. Okay, fine, I will. When I do a lot of work in the dirt, like cobbing, I do notice I poop really well. So that's a stomach spleen thing too. Cringe, I know. Oh yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh, you can do the sound of water. So that's another way to remember it. What needs a lot of hydration? Your brain. Dehydration causes madness, causes craziness, because the fluid around your brain shrinks. And then it's like shrink wrap. Like there's supposed to be fluid between your brain and this other layer of like muscle or whatever, connective tissue. And when there's not enough water, that connective tissue like sticks to your brain and makes you go crazy. So those two organs need the most brain, the kidneys and the brain. It needs the most water. The kidneys, the bladder, and the brain are all water elements. So if you're feeling bad, if you're just like feeling nasty and moody and in a bad mood, drink some water. Have some hydrating watermelon and cucumbers. That's some serious, hydration is really good for your mood. Really good. Helps you feel happy. Hydration, happy. Both start with the letter H. I think that's one reason why smoking cigarettes can make you really irritable, because you're burning away your water. You're drying yourself out. I mean, think about how miserable you sometimes get on a hot summer's day and moody and angry. That's like putting too much fire in your body. Sugar and cigarettes are fire energy, unhealthy fire. I forgot to say one of the most important things in my beginning meditation. Is it here? Keep on doing this. Oh, I just didn't read that whole rant. Emotional demobilization. It can be a chemical problem. It can be a physical problem. It can also be caused by the abuse of others, both physically and emotionally, which creates that unexpected shock. Shock is one of the biggest causes of not moving, because you're shocked. You're paralyzed. You can't move. You can't do anything, and you're shocked because it's like, that was unexpected. I don't deserve this. And you might even think, maybe I deserved it. Like, what did I do to deserve this? Like, it just came out of nowhere. Okay. Even if you're like in a domestic violence situation, where a lot of folks who suffer from domestic violence, they keep going back because they still believe that their beliefs haven't changed. They're still shocked every time it happens, and it causes them to not be able to take action. And then they go back to believing everything's okay. Your beliefs have not changed into the respect that that person was wrong. You still blame yourself for some reason. When you accept that someone else is wrong and you did nothing to make that choice for them, even if they're blaming you for that choice, they're the ones that made the wrong choice. Okay? And what does that mean? It means you have no control. It means you have no responsibility. It means that their choice is not your responsibility. Can I say that one more time? Their choice, their wrong choice is not your responsibility. Their right choice is not your responsibility. But their wrong choice, especially, you did not cause. You do not have to take that on. You are not responsible for them. You need to bear no guilt or no feelings of owing because of someone else's choice that you are not responsible for and you do not need to fix. Even if they're related to you, even if they're your mother, father, sister, brother, best friend. You don't have to take their wrong on, which is basically taking abuse. You have value and purpose. Taking on someone's wrong kind of affects your ability to do your life's work. All right, so we are going to step with the right foot, bring both arms up to the right, and then scoop down to the left, dropping that back heel, moving the obstacles out of your way. Step with the left. Even if you're dependent on someone who's doing the wrong thing, you still are not responsible for their choices, but you are responsible for possibly enabling them, for possibly giving them your energy, for not doing your life's work. But if you value yourself enough, then you won't give any wrongdoer your energy. And I know that takes work and patience with yourself is important. So don't judge yourself. Just get the obstacles out of your way energetically, and the physical obstacles will move as well. And just in case you need to hear this, if anyone has treated you badly, they were wrong. All right, we are going to be beautiful birds now for our hearts. We're going to raise the right knee, open up the wings, come down, and cross the wrists. We're going to go back and forth. Feel your heart opening up. When I was meditating on a situation earlier where someone was unexpectedly violent in a whole group of us, which excited the situation and caused more trauma, I noticed where I felt it in my body, which was my upper back and my stomach. So it's really good to see how the energy affects you. And that's very similar to what I was talking about earlier as far as the philosophies of different organs invading different energies in your body, throwing it off balance. Literally, there's expressions like, what is it? My foot's in my mouth, my stomach's in my throat. There are all kinds of expressions like that, which actually have a hint of truth to them. So I really felt my upper back just feel like almost empty when that violence was going on. I guess it was like I felt so much fear that something, happened energetically in my body and distributed that fear in different areas or sucked away the feeling of security or something. And I felt, yeah, that emptiness in my stomach. Stomach is really where our joy can live. So when the joy feels sucked out of you, you can feel this yucky feeling in your stomach. All right, we're going to lift the knee and now cross the wrists and then come down and spread the wings. Yeah, if you're ever around someone that's just worried all the time about everything and like you try to tell jokes around them and they just don't laugh. Okay, maybe the jokes that I tell aren't always funny. But, some people are just, they don't have receptors to even taking things like a joke. I'm not a big fan of sarcasm, so I don't really laugh at sarcasm. But, because sarcasm could be mocking other people, and that's not funny. But some people who just can't laugh at things, like that's a stomach imbalance. So there's something going on with the stomach that can be related to excessive smoking, excessive sugar use. You just can't, it just causes this imbalance of worry and anxiety in you. But yes, it's not always food related. The protective crane has your back, has your heart's back. The protective bear has your lower back's back, has your kidneys back. We have the protection of the bear and the crane. What animal should we do next? There are 5 in this form. And I do really look forward to finishing up the amplification feedback Qi Gong on Monday. So get ready for that with your beautiful brains. Let's go back to the kidneys for a moment. Just feel our brains. You've got these animals by your side. You can do them anytime. You can do them in line at the post office. You can do that when you're around a temper tantrum. You can do that when you're around your own mind spiraling, that's saying, why did I deserve this? Why does my life suck? Because sometimes you get in that space. Do the bear. Be the bear. Have that courage. All right. I don't see any requests for animals. I'm going to go into the deer, but feel free to request and I'll do your request after the deer. Oh, my dear. I'm doing the deer because we're literally touching our heads with our thumbs. I saw 2 deers with antlers yesterday when I was walking. I was a little scared that they might want to jump towards me because I was walking a dog, but luckily they didn't. All right, so we've got our antlers and our right heel is lifted and both our knees are bent. And we're going to raise our antlers up as we lift our right heel and come down and let the arms float down. You are really connected with those lungs, Patrick. Tiger is next. Liver gallbladder energy. Be that graceful deer who will charge to protect his family. I am not responsible for you. You are not responsible for me. We are one big happy family. But we can protect each other with Qi. The protective deer. You are the protective deer. You can sneer at someone who's in your way. Deers don't really sneer. They're so graceful. You are protected by your grace. All that karma, all the good things you do, they are protecting you. Ooh, I feel that in my shoulders. It's hard to feel graceful when you're like this. The deer helps to relax the shoulders. You feel your beauty and your sweet innocence with your doe eyes. All right, enough of that innocence. Let's be tigers. Link your thumbs together. Open your stance. Wide with your legs. Link your thumbs behind your back. Oh, that feels so good. Let's do a little stretch for the back too. Let's hold that for a minute. Do the tiger dance. To the tiger dance. All right. A little cloudy there. Link the thumbs together. Let's bend it over and just warm this up. For the lungs and the large intestine, breathe. All right, we're going to arms up, one leg out, pull it in. Get out that grief. One more. Slowly come up. Yeah, moving that energy might cause you to sweat. All right, fingers are out. Your claws. Open that stance. Breathe in. And then come down with your claws and your eyes and your nose. Everything flares. And you can hiss if you want. Stick your tongue out. Whatever you want. Just open it up. 5 times. Two more. people. Get it out. Roar at the disruption. Roar to create more calm. Let me hear your roar. Let me hear it. Sorry, Simon. Yes, you are responsible too, Patrick. Meow. 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 All right. Now that we got that anger out, we can be joyful little monkeys, right? Just a reminder, you deserve protection from the bear, from the crane, flying above, seeing what's down there from a distance, from the deer. I will charge you with my gracefulness. And I can charge for my services because they're valuable. And then the tiger. That's right. Stay away because I'm grieving. And then the monkey. Hee hee hee. I'm happy, but I'm also mischievous. So we are going to step with the right foot, eat a yummy thing, and then throw it out and digest. Eat, discard, receive. Eat, discard, receive. Be playful, whimsical. Protect yourself like the monkey who moves flexibly and quickly. Quickly get away. Ooh, 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 ooh. Quickly go to a higher branch. Rise above. Quickly. Poke them between the nose. Quickly. Throw them a ball. Protect yourself by tickling them. Ask yourself, are you creating more calm? Or are you creating a disruption in the energy? How can you be a peacemaker? Sometimes disrupting the energy is necessary if it's violent energy and you need to calm it down. If it's lying energy and you need the truth to come out. And then it might seem like drama, but it's not. So there's a fine line. Oh, I feel good. How do y'all feel? All right, let's just do our own monkey dance for a minute. Oh, 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 oh. All right. I'm going to show you one more amplification move. In and out. Mm. positive. How y'all doing? How you feeling? Any questions? Anything you want to share about class today? Let's rub our liver and our spleen as we think about what we're grateful for. As questions come in the chat box. Good question. Yes, I am available for matrix therapy. I have time for about 2 more sessions a week, hour sessions. So hit me up if you would like to do that. Aviva and the Flying Penguins at yahoo.com. Hey, Angie. And if you need some personal organization work and you're in Georgia, I can help you with that too. I can also help you with space clearings, and I can do that remotely as well, where I meditate on your space to clear the energy. So just hit me up if you need any of my energy. It's valuable, so you'll have to pay. But you don't have to pay for class today. Just you being here is a gift. But if you would like to share a gift with me, and you can, and it's not going to demobilize you in any way, then I will receive it, because I would love to have monetary support for creating a better studio here and all that good stuff. And you can Zelle or PayPal me at Aviva and the Flying Penguins at yahoo.com. So if it serves you to serve me, then I'm ready to receive. Feel that gratitude, y'all. I have so much gratitude for this beautiful family here together today that keeps coming back, and the new people that keep showing up. What else can I say? Pay attention to your feet right now. Just touch your big toe of the left foot to the ground. Good to see you too. Even though I can't see you, but I can sense you. And then touch all your toes to the ground, and then the ball of your feet to the ground. This is also a little bit of the amplification form. And then just the bottom of the heel to the ground. Then lead into the ball again on the left foot. Then lead into the toes again. And then crunch the toes under. And then just do the tippy toes. And then crunch the toes under. And then squish the toes down. And then just press on the ball of your foot. And then press on the heel of your foot. And then the whole foot. Other foot, just the big toe. All the toes. Flatten those toes. Ball of the foot. Heel of the foot. Ball of the foot. Flatten the toes. Tops of the toes. Crunch under the toes. Crunch under the toes. Tops of the toes. Flatten the toes. Press on the ball. Press on the heel. Press on the whole foot. Lean back and forth into the pressing of the foot. Lean. Lean. You're a lean, mean, green machine. Rocking out those ankles. Ankles rocking the valley. Feel that protection. Let's do some punches. Why not? Step with the left. Step with the right. Step with the left. Step with the right. Hey, it's martial arts class. Qi Gong. A landscaper working across the street from me asked me how I got my guns. I said, I teach martial arts. He's like, what form? Qi Gong is a martial arts. Not martial law, martial arts. And doing any kind of martial arts helps to protect you. It's penguinson protection. Hold your shields up. Practice your shields. Shield yourself. Protect yourself. Know how worthy you are of protection. Protect yourself from other people's judgments, from other people's wrongdoings, from other people wanting your energy without valuing it, by stealing it. Protect yourself by learning new things every day, by educating yourselves, by loving yourself, by eating well, by exercising, by making time for yourself, by trusting your instincts, by feeling your feelings, by unconditionally loving yourself. Protect yourself. By putting you first, by helping without taking on responsibility that's not yours. Protect yourself with Qi, by calling in the Qi, by being aware of your Qi, by filling yourself up with Qi till you overflow. And that overflow can be for others, but you need to be full. You need to be full of Qi, not full of crap. You know what I'm saying? Steve! I thought you were Angie, sorry. Steve, I think you messaged me on my Gmail, which I never check. Message me at Aviva and the Flying Penguins at Yahoo. Protect yourselves. I'm proud of you for being here for class today. Please comment below if you're not live with me. I love your comments. It all helps to build this community. Besides giving me a donation, if you are so inclined to build this community, just sharing my videos, just subscribing, just liking the videos, just watching the videos is building the community, and I appreciate you for that. And I just appreciate you because you have a purpose here. You have skills that no one else has. And you have value. It's true.